Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Taylor McLean, and we're going to do another Best Ball Fantasy Draft here live. And we've already got it pulled up here. Let's go ahead and get it zoomed in. Bam. Now we're taking a look. I have drawn the 10th pick here. You see down here, I'm 10, so I'll be drafting 10 and 11. It's not exactly my favorite pick in the draft, but it does lend itself to some things, especially when you're doing best ball. So we're going to queue up hopefully hopefully the group that will drop to us, at least one of them will. Although this top 9 right here has been going pretty consistently in the top 9, then you're kind of left to do whatever it is you're going to do on the back end here. So we'll hope some of these guys fall. I've been kind of drafting them in this order right here. Got a minute left. Jonathan Taylor, Christian McCaffrey, Eckler, Cooper Kupp, Derrick Henry. That kind of means I don't get a lot of Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, Jamar Chase, and then Najee. Those represent kind of my first round guys, so it's kind of a bummer to get 10, especially if one of these guys doesn't come up. That typically means that I'm taking Joe Mixon and Stephon Diggs in those moments. So we'll see how it shakes out. We got about 30 seconds left before we get started. Let's take a drag off of our vape. All right. Let's have a nice fantasy draft here. Hopefully one of these top 9 guys fall to me, and then I can pick the other one. The one good thing in best ball is you're trying to stack guys. So when you end up getting Stephon Diggs or whoever at the end of the first round, that's somebody I go with frequently. You're able to end up stacking them with Josh Allen a good bit of the time. Got Jonathan Taylor going first. No surprises there. Austin Eckler. A lot of times that's Christian McCaffrey, but no quibbles there. No quarrels. We just got to hope one of these guys falls in this next bit here. Let's get this down a little bit. Yeah. Derrick Henry going third. A little bit, like I said earlier. Usually it's more Christian McCaffrey, but sometimes people have an issue with the risk of Christian McCaffrey and him getting injured again, and he'll fall to where we're at here. Let's see here. Kind of getting down to the nitty-gritty. Jamar Chase. We're hoping that one of these guys down here jumps up and gets us one of these guys up top. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Probably going to hit Najee right here. I'm going to be looking at Joe Mixon and Stephon Diggs exactly as I thought. That's how it happens. Even if the order gets mixed up, it's usually Joe Mixon and Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams. Devontae is a little bit less sure of things as far as his target share and how things are going to work out with Derek Carr, who is a downgrade in my opinion. So Joe Mixon and then Diggs. The good thing about this is typically Josh Allen makes it back to you in the 3rd, 4th round swing over here, which isn't necessarily optimal. I'm not excited that I have to go quarterback that early, but at the same time, I mean, getting a stack of Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs feels pretty strong, and it's something you can usually accomplish if things break right. Nick Chubb, there goes Devontae right there. You know, Nick, when I thought that Deshaun Watson wasn't going to be suspended, I thought I would be going a lot more Nick Chubb in those moments. And Alvin, Saquon Barkley, that's not surprising either. Let's see here. Kelsey. So we got a long ways until we're picking here, so it's time to start kind of queuing that up a bit. Just try to get them all queued up the way I like it. Got them set by my rank right now rather than the Yahoo. I like to go back and forth between the two to kind of look at what everybody else is seeing and then go look at what I've got on there. And typically, unfortunately, we're left out of the 2nd round type players that fall when we're this far in the draft. Getting CeeDee Lamb this late is really good for this second round, for the second pick for Dadman here. I gotta assume one of those picks is going to be CeeDee Lamb. Oh, of course, there goes Josh Allen as the 20th pick. So much for my Josh Allen stack. Oh, well, I guess that means I'll get to take a wide receiver or running back, but still, that's something I had been doing. And that's one of the big things about taking Stephon Diggs right there in best ball, because it is more important to get the stacks in best ball. Good for him, man. That's well, I don't agree with Josh Allen that early. Getting CeeDee Lamb that late is pretty great. Getting Aaron Jones that late too. The Eckler, Kamara, and wait, no, man, they're mixing helmets. Whatever. Anyway, that's a pretty good start for that guy. Let's see here. What are we hoping for? Clearly, Tyreek falling would be big. Man, there's just this tier that falls off right here too. It feels like I get the back end of two different tiers here. I don't really get to take advantage of stuff from the 10 spot, but that's just how it goes. You got to take in best ball, and in your home league, you're also going to get dictated to as far as, where you're picked. So hopefully you get that information a little bit, further in the future. Ooh, Kyle Pitts, that slides somebody down. Okay, keep it coming. Leave me Michael Pittman and T. Higgins. I can live with that. Let's see here. Got Diggs and Mixon. I'd be okay with James Conner right here too. So James Conner Pittman is probably what my hope is. But there's two picks in between here and there. So who knows if that's going to make it. But I prefer Michael Pittman to T. Higgins and A.J. Brown at this point. Damn, there goes Pittman. That's all right. So I think I'm going to go James. Oh, wait. I always end up with Joe Mixon and T. Higgins right here because of the way this breaks. Am I going to mix it up? I'm going to go James Conner for sure. I know that's a little lower than where they had it, but there's a break-in running back after James Conner. So let's go James first. Let's see what else we're thinking here, because I like T. Higgins more than I like DJ Moore, Keenan Allen. It's A.J. Brown that I'm thinking about here, mainly because I can probably stack him with Jalen Hurts later. You know what? We're going to go for it. I like T. Higgins more, but I don't really want a Joe Mixon, T. Higgins stack right there. So we'll see how that turns out. I still like getting, having two in each position there. It's not exactly how I like it, but I like James Conner. I wish somebody else would have fallen there, but that's okay. So let's see. It's tough because it's when you're the 10th pick too, because you're so far away from drafting again in these things. A lot of things happen. You're at the end of a lot of runs, but that's all right. I'm still okay with the way things are going. You don't win things in the first three rounds. You can definitely lose things, but it's my opinion that what we're going to get right here is going to be the big thing. I'm looking at those wide receivers right there. Hopefully something from that little tier makes it down to me, because I really like this DJ Moore, Terry McLaurin, Travis Etienne, Allen Robinson, Jalen Waddle, Cortland Sutton. I like that tier a whole lot. I mean, I'd have preferred it to be Higgins or Mike Williams or something along those lines, but they're obviously going to go. I consider DJ Moore and McLaurin on that same tier. There goes DJ right there. DJ is an easy stack because you can get Baker Mayfield for essentially nothing down the line. Let's get Lamar queued up. What else we got going here? I'm not really a big Cam Akers guy right here. I have taken him in the 5th round when it comes to it, but I'm not super big on that. I'm really glad David Montgomery went right there. Oh, God. All right. Brandon Cooks, Deontay Johnson, Jerry Jeudy, Gabriel Davis, Amon-Ra. Kind of breaking into this spot where I really like to really go after wide receiver. I've got 2 running backs that I'm good with right there, so I'm okay with hitting the wide receiver hard at this point. Let's see here. Oh, there goes Lamar. Need to get this where y'all can see it as well. There, maybe that's better. So you can actually see the draft picks right there as well. So I was blocking it with my fat head, I guess. But let's see here. Hey, Chrome, we don't need any interruptions here. Another running back goes. Chrome, my God, leave me alone. And see, there goes Joe Burrow way before I was expecting him to go. Ever since people have fired up with the home leagues, the quarterbacks have been going a little bit sooner. I don't need that. I hope I can turn off that interaction right there, because every time it I don't need an interaction every time we draft, buddy. That's not working for me. All right, 2 picks until it's my turn. Looks like these wide receivers have made it so far. I'm really hoping to draft 2 of Terry McLaurin and the rest here. Oh, there goes Jalen Waddle. Oh, it's my turn to draft. They did make it. Okay, sweet. What am I doing here? Who went? Oh, Jalen Waddle. All right, so Terry McLaurin and Allen Robinson made it to me. That is beautiful. Let's get them both in here. Boom. All right, so having that be the start, that's what finally makes me feel good about this draft, getting them in the 5th and 6th right there. I kind of consider I drafted Rob Allen in a 4th round build earlier, so to have that happen feels really good. Let's see. Okay, at least it stopped telling me about that, Theo, so y'all can see what we're drafting here. I'd love for any of these characters right here to make it. Let's see here. Jerry Jeudy, also somebody that's probably the next guy off the board for me would have been Jerry Jeudy. Probably him and Brandon Cooks at this point. I really like their profile. I like Jeudy getting the upgrade in quarterback. I think that's going to be a huge upgrade. So that'll be interesting to see, if they're able to take advantage of that or not. A couple of wide receivers I'm not super duper interested in go off the board. We're in a good range for quarterback too. So at this point, if I'm not enthused with everything that's right there, then I'll probably take a quarterback. Seems like running back is making it pretty well down the line here, and everybody's kind of hammering wide receiver. So good thing I got in when I got in. Juju Smith-Schuster, Amon-Ra St. Brown go off the board. Those are 2 guys that I am super interested in. Haven't got enough Juju. Think he's going to be great with Patrick. And then Amon-Ra St. Brown, I looked at his film when I was looking into everything going into this, and because I was concerned. I was like, is he going to be able to repeat what he did? And it did look repeatable when he was out there, because he was really fast and really good. And I thought that was something that he could bring to this upcoming season, despite the fact that I'm not super big on Jared Goff either. So he is Jared Goff proof. I think that's how good he is. A lot of running back. You notice when I'm looking at their view right here, a lot of running backs in this range. I've only got 2, so it wouldn't hurt my feelings if one of them made it. And it's some good cover for hopefully like Dalton Schultz. There's Jalen Hurts. We'll see if that works out and I'm able to stack him coming up. That'd be something I'm interested in. But there's a bunch of wide receivers that I'm a little bit more interested in. Like it's Brandon Cooks, Hollywood Brown, Gabriel Davis, Dalton Schultz. That little tier right there is going to be hard to get away from. Now, there's a whole round between when I'm going to pick here in a minute, but still, that would be big. Antonio Gibson, Josh Jacobs, those are guys we're not really targeting at this point. I mean, they could have some value there, but it seems like they're going into heavy committees. Adam Thielen. I like Adam Thielen, but that's way too early. I'm more into him if he slips into the next round or the next. So that's another good one for us right there. Dad man coming through. That guy that picked Josh Allen in the second round coming through with Josh Jacobs and the like. Oh, there goes B Cooks. I knew that was too good to be true, but that's okay. Still got Hollywood, still got Gabriel Davis out there. Hopefully they can kind of slip through. Hollywood's way down here, so he might actually make it. I'd be really good with Hollywood and Jalen Hurts right here. That would be a good pick. I'd also be okay if Dalton Schultz was there. Kind of got Dalton above. And then I'm not as, you know what, I'm probably going to move Gabriel Davis down, even though I'd take him for sure. I already have Stephon Diggs, but you can stack without the quarterback. You can have a bunch of a really good offense too. That's an option on the table as well. I'm also not there goes Gabriel Davis. Good. Get that out of my head. That's good. Let's see. I'm also not opposed to Clyde Edwards-Helaire this late. There's a bunch of good running backs, though, that are coming up. And good might be overstating it, but running backs that I accept as my third, fourth, and fifth running back are coming up. They're starting – you see here Chase Edmonds and the like are starting to appear. Ooh, Dameon Pierce in the 7th round, huh? That Dameon Pierce keeps getting spicier and spicier by the minute as far as where he's going. Let's see. There's Tony Goodwin. Oh, God, what I mean. Ooh, Ramondre. Okay. Now we're getting in this range right here. Getting close to my pick, too. That's exciting. Oh, there goes Russell. Oh, Jalen Hurts. One pick before. That stings. We're going to probably miss out. We might miss out on a quarterback that we're super excited about if we do this, but thinking about going. All right, we're going to do this right here. We're going to go Hollywood, and we're going to go Dalton Schultz. It might mean we miss out on one of those 3 quarterbacks right there, but I'm okay with that. Hollywood falling that late is definitely something I'm supporting. So now it gives us 5 wide receivers, only 2 running backs, and then the tight end at this time. We're about to hammer running back. Hopefully this tier lasts a little longer and people are intimidated on the wide receiver side. So really at this point, every wide receiver that we see kip off the board is a good thing. Amari Cooper, that's one we're not as interested in. I'm really high on Darnell Mooney. I would be okay with him being there on the way back. I'm really worried, though, because it feels like a bunch of these guys that I need to draft at running back are going to kip off here. So every time it's not a running back, we're in good shape. Amari Cooper, Dallas Goedert, Michael Thomas, keep them coming. Keep those wide receivers and whatnot coming. Maybe lay off the quarterback, too. See, there goes Dak. I knew that was going to cost me Dak if I took Dalton Schultz. It is what it is. Matthew Stafford, A-Rod. I may go 3 quarterbacks like super late in this draft. I don't know. We're just playing this by ear. Tom Brady's still out there. I don't know why people have been kind of shying off Tom Brady. Hopefully he makes it on down. We'll see. But there goes Kadarius Toney. It's another win for us. Keep on winning. Come on. We got a whole round here. I got a whole round worth of guys. Tyler Lockett. Yes. Okay, so what are we looking at running back-wise? I like Stevenson, Pollard, Singletary. I mean, I'm not as hype on Singletary, but this late, we'll take it. He'll have some blow-up games. I think Godwin, perfect. That might have been something I looked at to stack with Tom Brady. And this team might not be very well stacked because we missed out on some things, but maybe Matthew Stafford makes it, and we can stack him with Allen Robinson. Really, all my other stacks are off the board at this point. So it's going to have to be like a late thing. I don't really use Carson Wentz when I do 2 cornerbacks. There goes Darnell Mooney. That's a value for whoever that was. Let's see here. Why are we on Dadman's team? Let's take a look at ours. Other than not having one of the quarterbacks I like to have at this point, we're in good shape. There's still some good quarterback value out there. I'm okay. You don't want it to be Kirk Cousins as your first quarterback in best ball, but it's not the end of the world either. Oh, God, Taysom Hill at this point. That's a blessing. Oh, no. There goes Tom. All right, come on. Matthew Stafford, Aaron Rodgers. We can do this. You know what? Maybe I'll take Alan Lazard if I take Aaron Rodgers right there too. Maybe I'll pull that. I'd really like it to be Matthew Stafford and Rashad Stevenson, though. That's the dream. That's not going to happen, though. No way that happens. There's way too many picks between me and the goal. I really like Christian Kirk. That would have been something I would have thought about. Love that the wide receivers are still kind of making. Let's see what everybody else is looking at. Yeah, still got Rashad Penny, still got Elijah Moore on top. Maybe I'll look into that, or maybe it's Hawkinson or Knox, and I just take 2 tight ends. Like, you have to kind of scrimp at some point. So it's a question. Oh, there goes Tony Pollard. Come on, Rashad and Matthew. Everybody, Rashad and Matthew. Rashad and Matthew. Oh, they made it. They made it. So Rashad Stevenson as my third running back. That's good stuff, especially this late. Mashing that. And of course, we've been talking about getting some Matthew Stafford. Go, 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 go. I know there's the elbow thing, but I'm not as worried about that. Miles Sanders this late is a good get. And then you see A-Rod goes off right after that. We've got the Allen Robinson, Matthew Stafford stack. We can look into getting Tyler Higbee later, so that's good. Okay, so what do we got coming up here? Got a bunch of good tight ends on the board. So also Kirk Cousins, Cordarrelle Patterson, Trey Lance. I'm into all that. I'm into the running backs that are left right here too. So there's a bunch of good stuff here for us. I think I would probably go Rashad Penny first. Then Dawson Knox. Okay, so there's a lot of time. We can worry about that. Cordarrelle, that's on the books, because we are still only at 3 running backs, so it would be really, really good to get one of Rashad Penny, even and Cordarrelle, or even there's Rashad, but even Melvin Gordon when he comes back. There goes Dawson Knox, slowly picking off everybody I was thinking about. Which I'm at the end of this round. That's going to happen. James Cook, I'm on board with that. Gage, Russell, like Russell Gage. I also like Drake London too. So that's on the board. Let's check the bye weeks on Stafford and Trey Lance. Those don't equal out. And neither do Stafford and Justin Fields and Kirk Cousins does though. So we gotta be wary of that. Trevor Lawrence is good to go. Justin Fields is good to go. Okay, so no Kirk Cousins. That sucks. But because I like Kirk Cousins. At least he's not our first quarterback. We've got our Matthew Stafford. And most of the time, I'm going 2 quarterbacks when it's the 17 players. So I can go 7 wide receivers, 5 running backs. Oh, there goes Cordarrelle. Damn it. All right. It's okay. We just need we need Melvin. We need Melvin to make it back. We'll see if that happens. Very, very doubtful. Love for Melvin and Trey Lance to make it back. That'd be dope. But that's a pipe dream at this point. Let's take a look at the rank. Olave, Scantling. Running wide receiver is pretty well picked over at this point, too. And now I have 5 wide receivers, but it is probably going to be good to get one. Robert Woods is in the mix there. There goes Trey Lance. So probably not quarterback at this point. We can probably afford to wait, especially if we could go Kirk Cousins, that'd be one thing. But let's hope he goes right here, and then we'll go Trevor Lawrence or Tua later. Yeah, there goes Kirk right there. All right, they're pushing Melvin. They're pushing Robert Woods down to us. That's good. Let's take a look at what everybody else is looking at here. Maybe not as hype. I love Kenneth Walker III, but with that nebulous time frame, that's kind of tough. Pat Freiermuth, I'm into that. I love Pat Freiermuth as my second tight end in a lot of things. Still interested in Robert Woods, Melvin Gordon falling to me right here. Maybe we go James Cook if it doesn't work out. Man, it's getting down to the nitty gritty though in a lot of this. Let's see. Okwebanon. There's Brian Robinson. Man, Melvin. As it's my turn to draft, there goes Melvin. Okay, that's fine. You know what? Definitely going Robert Woods to give me the 6th guy there. But what else are we doing? That's the question. We've got a little time here. My rank. If I don't get James Cook right here, he's not going to make it back. But probably Fryermuth's not going to either. Oh, shit. Well, good. That's the one we wanted. So thank you for that. Auto pick. James Cook or Fryermuth? Fryermuth it is. That is risky, but it is what it is. We'll see if any of the running back talent makes it back to us. Gainwell, Herbert. A lot of picks between me and drafting again, so that's a risk. But now I could go 2 tight ends if I really wanted to go risky on that end and go with like a 6th running back. So that is on the board, and a tight end goes right afterwards. So that's good. Russell Gage still on the board too. That's somebody I'm interested in, especially at this point. May have to look into quarterback too. Trevor is getting a little bit too close to the top. I've been hammering Trevor Lawrence at this point. So if he goes off the board, I am going to be a little bit disappointed. Yeah, there goes James Cook. There goes James Robinson. We've still got some stuff to work with here as far as the running backs go. And this probably means that we have to, troll a little bit lower than we like to on the running backs. But it is what it is. It's how some of these things break out. And I don't know, with the way the James Cook stories are going, it seems like all 3 of them are going to be heavily involved there. So what does that mean for everybody? Probably not great things. Because Michael Gallup, that's a little bit unusual. We'll go with it. Kenneth Walker, dang it. Every running back that goes off right now is not good for us, but that's all right. Right now, as it stands, thinking about what I'm going to do with Trevor Lawrence. Let's see what they're saying about Darryl. Thinking about Brian Robinson at this point. There's been a lot of good reports on Brian Robinson, and it might be a little earlier than I would have liked to, in other drafts. But right now, I think that's where I'm at. Let's see. We need to get some backup plans here, though. Because as we've seen and as we know, this thing can go sideways in a hurry. Man, wide receiver is all kinds of picked over. Good thing is we've got 6 already. We only have to pick 1 more. And if we do end up drafting Trevor, we can draft Marvin Jones in the very last round as our last wide receiver. Because that last round pick is kind of an art form. Because to get value out of that, you have to really pick somebody that makes a lot of sense for your team. Trevor, so close. Wait, did he go? Oh, there he is. Okay. Whoa. Scaring me here. We gotta get down to the last draft here. Njoku. Okay, we made it. All right, let's do this. Trevor, mashing it. Brian Robinson, mashing it. I don't like having Brian Robinson as my 4th running back. That's not something I'm super interested in. But to have Robert be my 6th wide receiver and to see the wide receiver core I have on top of that, plus Joe Mixon and James Conner are pretty steady, or I'm hopeful they will be. So that's good. Oh, man, it's pretty sick overall. We still need 1 tight end, 1 we need one of everything besides quarterback. I'm going to roll with 2 quarterbacks at this point. I was hoping that they wouldn't take Darrell, but that's all right. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, there's Higbee right there. That's going to be the top of our queue right there. We're also probably going to take Kenneth Gainwell if he makes it, and then Michael Clark if he makes it. Marquez Valdez-Scantling certainly on the board here as my favorite wide receiver. I'm trying to get him as much as possible because Patrick's going to use him, and I can see them working together. There they go right there. Sky Moore and Marquez back-to-back. There goes Michael Carter. Long time before I draft here. Would love for it to be Tyler Higbee and Kenneth Gainwell, and then we'll pick Marvin Jones in the last round, assuming there's not a better wide receiver there. You can also go Evan Ingram to stack that with Trevor. I don't like that this team is a little unstacked. Allen Robinson and Matthew Stafford is one thing, but I like there to be more. The problem with Matthew is that Van Jefferson has been hurt, and I'm glad he got hurt early on to let me know not to draft him, because that would have been tough, because I would have been trying to stack a lot of last round Van Jefferson there, had it not been the case that he'd been hurt. The other bad thing about this is that I'm going to be the very, very super last pick. So with that last one, whatever you're getting there, it's gotta be a little bit underneath the ground. You gotta really pull some deep roots to get value there when it comes to that last pick. That's one of the good things about Marvin Jones, is that he is way underneath the radar, and it may not be a great pick, but that was somebody that Trevor looked to last year. So I'm okay with that. Like I said, I want it to be Higbee and Gainwell right here. Gainwell would probably be a pipe dream at this point. I'd also be okay with Khalil Herbert. I like Rashad White okay as well. J.D. McKissick, any one of those guys is going to get the job done. I might even go with a little Zamir White if it comes to it. I got to get another running back. I came up a little short from where I like to be there. So but it is what it is. There's plenty of good wide receivers left, and good. The good thing about this format is there's plenty of good kind of like flyers at the very end when it comes to wide receivers. So I'm not super worried about that, or somebody coming in and taking Marvin Jones either. I'm just super not scared of the Jaguars. I think they're actually going to be an actual team this year, so that's exciting for their fans. I would hate to see them waste Trevor Lawrence at this point in his career. That would be heartbreaking, because I think he really has something, and he seemed to really be throwing the ball around really well in that preseason game I saw him in. I haven't. There goes Evan Ingram. Dang it. So no, we're really on a tightrope here with our stack at tight end. We made it though. Oh, they went Higbee, or they didn't go Higbee. They went Irv Smith, and Kenneth Gainwell made it back. That's a big get for my 5th running back right there. So that's exciting. Take a little mash that, get victory lap, and get that out of the way. Thank you kindly for the Kenneth Gainwell. Let's see here. We're in good shape here. I like this team a lot. Let's take a look. We've got to get thought that was Marvin Jones. That was Mac Jones that just went. Okay, so we can get rid of. I like Rashad White. I like Khalil Herbert. I like Zamir White, but get off my screen. So the question is, do I like anybody enough to not stack Trevor Lawrence with Marvin Jones at the very super end here? We'll see. Jalen Tolbert. It's a bunch of rookies at this point, really. Mecole. Let's see what the news is on Mecole. Groin spasm returns to practice. That's interesting. Too many jokes about a groin spasm to really go into at this point, but okay. Cowards. So many picks until we pick at the last one. Come on. My God. Let's take a look at the team while we're doing it. Matthew Stafford and Trevor Lawrence as our quarterbacks. I suppose we could forego a 6 wide receiver here and go with a quarterback. You know what? Instead of just going through the team, let's take a look at that because that's kind of interesting. Could I gain any additional stacks? Is there anybody worthwhile there? It's pretty bare bones. Tannehill's really the only guy. Baker, I guess, if he's still there, right? They have Baker a little higher up now. He must have gone, and I didn't. Oh, right there. There you go. Okay. Mariota. I guess I could go super high upside with Carson Wentz. Stack that with Terry McLaurin. Let's cue that. Cue some Marcus Mariota. Don't really have anybody that increases my stacks by a big time amount. 6 wide receivers. Maddie. I wonder, that's an interesting question. Who's going to end up scoring more points? Is it worth it to take one of these rookie wide receivers? Is it better to go in there? Let's see who makes it first. Oh, I do have Robert Woods for Tannehill as well. You know what? I may do the Tannehill thing if it does turn out that way. Let's see. So I don't know. I don't know that Marvin Jones is going to do enough to score something. Don't really have any stacks for Trevor, though, if I don't do it that way. I'm leaning Tannehill, though. That's what I'm going to do at this point. I think he offers more value in the long run if we do it that way. Let's see who makes it. We still got some picks here. Oh, at the super last picks, guys. Come on, we're taking the full time. You ain't got somebody picked out? Let's do this. Come on. Will Fuller? Whoa, we're getting deep in the weeds here. Brait, Uzoma, Fuller, Watson. I haven't seen Fuller go in a long time. It's been a while. So that's bold. It's a bold statement. All right, final pick. You know what? We're doing the Tannehill. Final look at the team here. I'm pretty happy with that, especially for the 10th pick. That's a tough pick. AJ Brown, that's a little earlier than I like to pick him. Same thing with James Conner, Joe Mixon, Stephon Diggs. It's one of the least sexy top 4s that I like to deal with. But when you encompass everything else that fell to me a little later than it normally would, Allen Robinson, Terry McLaurin, Matthew Stafford, Dalton Schultz, Hollywood, Ramondre, Robert Woods, all of those guys right there fell a little deeper than they normally would. So that makes me feel really good, especially when I waited as long as I did to jump back into the running backs, because there's a barbell there. You're going running back up top and you're going running back starting in like the 8th, 9th, and 10th round, especially in best ball, because it'll push those guys to the top, especially when I got Kenneth Gainwell in those late rounds too. I know that may not even be anything to get excited about, but I'm excited about it. I know there's not as much stacking as I like on these teams. Like if I'd have known that I was going to do the Tannehill thing, maybe I would have looked harder at Austin Hooper. But I'm excited to have the Higbee, Allen Robinson, Matthew stack. That is good. Maybe you'd prefer it if you had Cooper Kupp, but you were the 10th. I was the 10th pick. I mean, what are you going to do there? It is what it is. Anyway, that's another draft in the books. I'll probably do another one here coming up. So we'll see if y'all enjoyed this one, but I hope you did, and have a great rest of your day.